Hi, I'm Hermione Brooksbank, and for my Entrepreneur in Action coursework, I'm going to be talking about entrepreneurs in action. Due to personal reasons, I unfortunately couldn't attend the Berlin trip, therefore, I've chosen to talk about two entrepreneurs. Both were nascent entrepreneurs who have set up their own businesses, one being my mum and the other being my mum's best friend. They started at the bottom in very similar jobs, mutually working for Clarins in London. Both equally had ideas and aspirations that they wanted to meet in their lives. Um, they've both created two incredibly different brands who are successful in their own ways. An entrepreneur is a person who organises and operates a business or businesses, taking on larger financial risks in order to do so. They generally rely on their own creativity and motivational skills to achieve success. A nascent entrepreneur is someone who creates a new venture and is completely involved in the setting up of the new venture. There are three characteristics of nascent entrepreneurs: demographic, sociological, and psychological factors. Becoming an entrepreneur is a really long process that usually takes quite a while to become successful, especially if experience is lacking. There are 9 stages of enterprise creation with being an entrepreneur, the first being discovery. My mother, Sally Ann Brooksbank, during pregnancy decided to channel her love for the country India and her boredom, you could say, and set up her own business. The average age of a nascent entrepreneur is 31, the same age as my mum at the time. Statistics show that this is the perfect age to go down the entrepreneur route, as you're still young but you've gained enough knowledge and experience over the years for guidance. After many trips to India, she just developed a strong love for the country's ethnicity, originality, and for the people in general. After remembering seeing some leather products in India on her last trip, she decided to go down the route of useful, trendy home products that can fit into any room in any home and add character. She went straight to India, leaving her 3 young children, the youngest being less than a year old, with her mother, to follow her passion for this and to source her products. She had a rough idea of what she wanted, but never thought she would be able to design and find products that had never been seen before. She then needed to evaluate the opportunities and evaluate whether it was going to work and the potential market out there for her products. She did a lot of research to see the competition, which she found none. Her only basis on the potential customers were going off herself and her gut instinct. She knew she would love personally to have those products in her home, so why shouldn't other people of the similar background like that as well? All of this because she had a need for achievement and was motivated enough to jump and take the risk. She found beautiful leather products such as photo frames, umbrella stands from a showroom in India, which she could then tweak and change to suit her. So, for instance, she found umbrella stands that had handles on. She didn't want umbrella stands with handles on, therefore she asked the guy to take them off and design them in a different type of leather for her, different stitching. She fell in love with the products and the fact that they were all ethnically made, which in India is really hard to come by. She knew this would be a unique selling point for her products. A government grant enabled her to set up an office at home and able to purchase the products from India. This meant that she could also look after her 3 young children at the same time. Therefore, the brand Leather and Lavender was finally born. The second stage is modelling. Mum experienced many sociological factors along her way, and due to her previous experience in PR and retailing from when she worked for Clarins, a skincare company, before getting married, enabled her to have the knowledge as well as the strive and passion she had for beautiful homeware. But due to costs, she knew she couldn't afford to employ anyone to help her, so was completely by herself. Startup is the third part of business enterprise. So she started up the business, she found her name, she found all that sort of stuff, and she started off really simply by going to trade fairs single-handedly, and she only bought back a certain amount of stock from India. She wanted to see whether this was actually going to work, and she would come back with absolutely no stock left. So she realised how much of a hit her products were. She then decided that number 1, she needed a partner to help her with this, and number 2, she needed more products. Her business was starting to exist now, which is the 4th part, and she was gaining customers every single minute. She used her networking skills to source someone who shared her passion and someone she could share her ideas with. She headed off around Europe to Morocco and Italy to expand and develop her products and came home with beautiful jewellery boxes. So she had expanded from leather trays, umbrella stand and trunks to more personalised, smaller items like jewellery boxes, watch boxes, and also came back with different leather, not only just tan and cowhide. She came back with cream leather products to sell alongside her cowhide rugs and all her tan leather products. She got in contact with a friend who she thought would like to share the weight load, called Joe Senior. Joe had previously worked in the frenetic newsrooms for the BBC before enrolling on an interior design course before she arrived at Leather and Lavender. Because of this, she brought a completely new, different set of skills to the business and took it in a different direction. Whilst they carried on trading, they realised that with 5 children between them, going away week in, week out just wasn't viable. So they turned to revamping their website to try channel more sales through that. Especially now that their name was out there, people had heard about the L&L products. Therefore, they resorted to sorting out the website. This cut down on their time away massively. They were going to struggle to survive if they hadn't have made that change, though. It was a really important change for the business, because people would come to fairs and not everyone wants to spend £300 or £400 on that day at a fair and take away a big leather trunk. People wanted to order online. It was easier. It was delivered to your door, and there was a lot more positives to having a strong website than just going to a fair. They also wanted to launch their products abroad, so focused on Europe and America. For the first time, this company was able to operate as a fully functioning web retailer, backed with a bigger stock base, a new warehouse, branded products and packaging. So they finally decided to also put their brand name on the products. Therefore, when they were selling abroad or abroad to businesses who wanted to sell on the product, L&L was always the last, people would look at the product and they knew that it was from L&L and could go back to L&L to find more products. They broadened their products and made an exclusive range of desk accessories, gifts and storage solutions. In 2016, they decided to rename the company to Houghton Hutchinson, combining both their maiden names to coincide with their revamped website and products. Revamping and changing the name kept them alive, which is the 5th stage. They were now going into the 6th and were being successful. Their loyal and widespread customer base continued to grow, and their goal to showcase beautiful products and provide inspiration was near enough reached. To this day, they still both play a huge part in this 2-man business. It's become something increasingly special to them and certainly keeps them entertained whilst all their children are away at school. They now stock Soho House worldwide, and they have many loyal customers coming in from LA on a regular basis. And as I say, their brand name on the products is a key thing, because it means that everyone knows exactly where those products have come from, no matter who's selling it on. The last stage is adaptation, which they are doing every single day, taking reviews from customers, asking them what they would like to see more, because without adaptation, the business will not survive, because at the end of the day, without customers, a business is nothing, and customers' trends and tastes are constantly changing every single day. I'm now going to talk a little bit about Chrissy Rucker, my mum's best friend, the owner of the White Company. She started off exactly the same as my mum, working at Clarence, and then decided to follow her passion and set up her own business. Over 24 years ago, Chrissy Rucker had a vision to create a company that specialised in timeless, stylish and white-based homewares that are all incredibly high quality but also affordable, which is very important in this day and age, especially with the changing economy. Not everyone can afford, to spend X amount of money on a bedsheet. She realised that as the population was growing, there was a growing target market out there for her products. This is classed as a demographic factor, and since then it's done nothing but grow and grow, from a 12-page mail order brochure to a multi-channel international business, all because of her love for impeccable style. The White Company uses the finest of materials to create the highest quality bed linen, which is top of the market, to deliciously scented fragrances, candles, then trendy women's clothing that can be worn every single day. With anything, and also for the little ones as well, super soft and cosy clothes. Chrissy believes in making the most of life's simple pleasures, and has created her business around this. The White Company, as everyone has heard of, is now a multi-billionaire business and is thriving every single day, all because of her passion, which has kept it alive. She has so much passion for this business and what she does, and she is so determined to keep that alive. Both of these entrepreneurs are linked. They both start off young girls living in London, working at Clarins. Both had a passion for beautiful homes. They have followed their passions and end up creating two incredible businesses, which are successful in their own way, although completely different scales, both driven by strong, independent women alone. They both defied the odds of women becoming entrepreneurs and are good examples that even if you have children, it's still possible to set up your own business at the same time and be a working mum. My mum went from school to college, working in a fish and chip shop, to working at Clara's and getting married. She didn't do particularly well in her exams, yet she still managed to set up a successful business, and Chrissy Rucker was also very similar to that. Education is a demographic factor, and it is proven that people with higher educations tend to run more successful businesses, but it doesn't mean that you can't do it if you haven't got higher education, which my mum has completely proven. To be a successful entrepreneur, I believe you need to be on the ball constantly, ready to make changes to whatever is thrown at you. Otherwise, you will struggle to survive in the economy, because of the ever-changing economy, and customer tastes are constantly changing. Therefore, to be up and coming, you need to be able to keep up with that. My mum has gained so much experience over the years and has grown with Houghton Hutchinson, and now it's only going from strength to strength. Thank you for listening.